Hello and welcome to another episode of How Would I Paint It by Trisha Adams, that's me. This episode is Pelican Sunset. I have a painting from one of my students and let me tell you what she said about it. I attempted a beautiful sunset I enjoyed earlier this year. I chose the pelicans as the focal point with lemon yellow light and purple shadows. I like the sky, but feel the pelicans are lost and the overall effect seems busy. Really struggled with the rushes in the foreground. Well, let's look at the reference photo. First thing I notice when I look at the reference photo is I don't see any sunset. So, what happened, I think, is there was a beautiful sunset and then afterwards, you go, oh, I should get a picture of that. And you take a picture where it was, but it's not there anymore. So if I were going to paint this, it would be really hard because there's no light versus shadow, which is the way I like to structure my paintings. This has just got some ambient light, but nothing has light shining on it. Which also means there's not the dynamism of the color of the light versus the color of the shadow. The reason why the pelicans are lost is because they are small and they are white against something very light. The water's the light value. So there's no contrast. Contrast is necessary to make them stand out. So she did try to address these two things. She moved the pelicans forward, she made them bigger, she tried to make the water a little bit darker behind them. But I think that the pelicans just don't take up enough of the total real estate of the painting in order to command our attention for a focal point. They're too small still. But that's okay. What we could do is make the sunset the focal point, because that is going to take, be a dramatic thing across the whole painting, and then the pelicans can be a secondary point of interest, something that you notice as you really are drawn into the painting. And so what I would do, I have to look at some photos of sunsets, and there isn't like a general, like this is how every sunset is. They all are unique. They go from, they might start out at this lemon yellow. Sometimes they're starting out much lower, but they can go from lemon yellow to yellow orange to orange to red orange to red violet and violet. I mean, they can have that whole range. And so that's what happens in the sky. And then on the water, it's reflecting the same thing. So it happens across the water too. It's brighter, closer to, directly under the sunset, and then it spreads out and becomes bluer. So I would do that for the focal point. And here I've changed the reference photo to address this. And I moved the pelicans over to the lower left so that they have that dark shadow behind them and they stand out a little bit more. One thing that I liked about the photograph is that the mountains, or the land on the left, is taller and bigger than the land on the right. And the land on the right is actually a little closer, I'll say to you. It's closer. And so you have a progression of objects going through space, and that really helps make this space. So that's what I would do. Let me show you what it would look like if I work right on her painting. It looks like this. I might even consider leaving the pelicans out because they are small and I don't really know how to paint pelicans. Here it is without the pelicans. Here are the two paintings of the sunset with pelicans and one without. Which one do you prefer? Leave me a comment. And if you've made it this far in the video, leave me a like too. Until next time, happy painting.